Are you playing with your squirrel? Get that squirrel. Get that squirrel. That's her favorite squirrel toy. She likes it so much, we got it at, what was it? Bass Pro owns them now. Cabela's. We got them at Cabela's. So every time I go down there, I buy out what they have on the shelf. So we got big goings on here on the farm. Come on back and we'll show you what it is. UPS dropped this off on Monday, and we told you it was coming. So we're going to unbox this thing and show you what we got. Big old box. So I was looking all over when I opened this box the other day for the instructions, because I wanted to see how to set this thing up, and I found this paper on the inside with about 40 different languages on it, and fine print so fine you can't even read. And I figured out it's not the instructions. This is the instructions. Yes, believe it or not. 3 pictures. Unpack dish. Plug dish into router. Plug router into wall. Download the app. Apparently it's that simple. And from watching some of the YouTube videos on YouTube, it really is just that simple. So you got this well packed. It's crazy good packed. Plastic. You've got your mounting stand. You can mount it to the ground, the roof, whatever you want to mount it to. If you want to mount it to your eave, there's another bracket you got to buy. So this is just a little protector to keep the stand from hurting the dish. Now the dish on the Gen 2 is rectangular instead of a round. So it comes out and it plugs in to your base. Just like that. So that locks on to the base. And there's no adjustments or anything like that on the dish. This thing adjusts itself once it turns on. It flattens out, spins, does whatever it needs to do to find the satellites it needs. And this cable is attached to it, does not come off, goes right up into there. So the only other part is your router right there, and it's got the power cord attached. So there's your power cord and your router. It comes with, I believe, 75 or 100 feet of wire. I forget which. And then this just plugs right there in the bottom of your router. That is it, folks. That's all there is to Starlink. And this thing automatically moves around and finds your satellites for you. I was looking all over the instructions to figure out how to aim this dish. Aims itself. You don't have to mess with it. The only issue I see, and it's 6 degrees outside, so I'm not doing this today. This cord has to come through the wall. And a regular, I was hoping when this came that it used like a regular coaxial cord like a satellite does, because I was going to take my old satellite dish off, use the same cord because it's already ran into the house right where it needs to be. But this is not a coaxial cord. This is, I think it's called a power over Ethernet cord. It's got an end on it kind of like a cell phone, but it's got a rubber gasket to keep any dust or whatever to stay out of that connection in there. But getting this type of cord through the wall is going to be a real pain. Normally you would drill like a 1/2 inch hole through the wall, shove your cord through. Well, you can imagine what size hole I'm going to have to drill to get this through, because you can't really bend it straight. It will not bend straight to go through. And this connection does not come apart to where, like a coaxial cable, you can cut the end off, shove it through the wall, put a new end on it. Can't do that with this. So I'm going to need like an 1.5 inch hole in through the wall to get in the house, and then another 1.5 inch hole to get into the living room to get this plug through. Other than that, this system is as simple as it can be. Once you plug it in, after about 5 minutes or so, this dish starts moving around, points like straight up into the air, and then spins, does whatever it needs to do to catch a satellite. So super easy setup. You don't, if you've ever set up a satellite dish before, you got to test the signal and all that, and move your satellite dish around with very minute adjustments. This thing does it all on its own. The other neat feature is, because I had a concern here in Nebraska, we get snow. So what happens when your dish is covered with snow, because this thing is pointing almost straight up in the air most of the time? Well, this dish actually heats itself and keeps the snow melted off of the dish. It's got a temperature sensor, and if there's any obstruction while it's at a certain temperature, it'll heat itself up, melt whatever snow or ice is on it. Super cool. Elon's really got it put together here. He's really thought it out. Other than that plug having to come through the wall. So I hope they come up with some other type of plug someday that you can fish through the wall a lot easier. But probably tomorrow I'll get out the big drill bits and we'll get that cable through the wall. And temporarily I'm just going to put it out on the ground, because I don't want to get up on the roof when there's cold, in the cold. Maybe this weekend we'll get up there when Kelly's home. I don't want to do it when nobody's home. But we'll get this thing mounted. And then once we get it mounted and get it going, we'll show you the speed difference. It's going to be phenomenal. We're going to love this. If everything comes out to what other people are saying on the internet, this is going to be fantastic. So I can't wait to get it hooked up. And after we do that, like I said, we'll bring you along and show you the speed difference with the rural internet we got now, which is absolute junk. And I can't believe we've been paying for what little we've been getting. It's going to be a life changer out here. So, and maybe even a lifesaver, because out here with very little service on anything, you know, having good service may save your life someday. You never know. So until then, stay safe, stay healthy. We love you guys. We'll come back with some more videos here pretty quick, and we'll see you next time.